This evening our Katha takes us into the very same place that it took us last night. That place called Mount Kailash. The Devi and Lord Shiva enjoying each other's company. Devi Parvati got up. And as she got up, she made her way behind Lord Shiva. And going behind Lord Shiva, lovingly she does something. What will she do? You have heard this part of the Katha before, but not the Katha. And so lovingly she takes her hands. And what she does? Listen, it tells us. Lovingly she's playing with Lord Shiva. She's playing with Lord Shiva. Lovingly. She takes her hands and she blocks the eyes of Lord Shiva from behind. And so blocking the eyes of Lord Shiva from behind, something unexpected happened. Every action has an equal or opposite reaction that will follow. And so totally unplanned, not giving thought, she blocks the eye of Lord Shiva. And then suddenly the entire creation is plunged into darkness. If your eyes are closed, what will you see? If your eyes are closed, what can you see? If your eyes are closed, what should you see? Do you know something very amazing? There is a lady that I only met in the Ganesh Utsav this year. She has on a dark shades. You see her in the day, you see her in the night, she's wearing a dark shades. If I put on a dark shades now and I sit here, what will you think of me? What will you think of me? What one? But do you know, every single night that lady comes to this yagna, and she never, though she cannot see physically, she never comes with her hands swinging. She will bring a basket of fruit. She will bring something to offer to the Devi, to the goddess. And while everybody is rushing to eat, and everybody is rushing to wash the wares, and everybody is rushing to do whatever they're doing because they're busy, she will make her way inside of here and she will go. And she will stand in front of that Devi. She has no clue what the Devi is looking like. You and I, we have eyes. And I will say to you, before you leave here, do not leave without going to the Devi. And you know what you'll do? I'm running away. You're not running away from me. You're running away from your blessing. An opportunity has been created for you to worship. But you could take the horse to the well, but you can't force it. It is right at the tip of your fingers, right in front of you, just to make use of it. But you know what? Instead, the intention mightn't be what it is supposed to be. Because everybody can't be on the same page all the time. It says, blocking the eyes of Lord Shiva, the entire creation was plunged into darkness. And out of fright, the Devi removed her hands quickly. And now with the union of the darkness and the light, a being appeared. A being manifested out of that union of darkness and light. And as this being manifested, he stood in front of Lord Shiva and Parvati Devi. But he did not just stand there. He stood there roaring out of anger, ferocious. Can you remember the first cry of the baby when you gave birth to the child? Can you remember the cry? When you heard that first cry, you felt sorry for the child, isn't it? You felt worried if everything will be okay, or if everything is okay. And every cry after that became a concern of yours, a great concern. The father never wants to hear the child cry. The mother never wants to hear the child cry, because they always think that something is wrong with the child, isn't it? And now out of this union, this being who is roaring ferociously, Mother Parvati sums up her courage, though she is frightened. And she begins to talk. She's asking. What will she ask? Listen. She's asking, Konutum. Konutum means, Tumhara naam kya hai? Tumhara naam kya hai means what? What is your? Konutum. Who are you? तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? मेरा नाम Mera naam means my name. Is that name really who you are? Does that name really describe who you are? I say and everybody get upset. But you have the holy, holy, godlike name. And you're living. Lakshmi is the name. But buying KFC the day after Diwali. And don't live up to the expectations of what the name means. It says, she's asking, who are you? And he introduces himself. Mera naam Andikasur. Andikasur. He's saying, my name is Andikasur. Asur means demon. Asura. Andikasur. My name is Andikasur. May Shankar or Bhavani Putra. I am the son of Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati said, not my son. Not my son at all. Maybe the son of Lord Shiva, but not my son at all. And observing him, Mother Parvati noticed something. Though he had this ferocious disposition, he was blind. He couldn't see. And so, immediately as Mother Parvati denied having a son like him, it angered him. And so he charged forth towards Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati. It says now, as Mother Parvati saw the demon rushing towards Lord Shiva and herself, you know what she did? What do you think she'll do? What do you think she'll do? If you see somebody charging towards you, what will you do? Mother Parvati disappeared and she left Lord Shiva there alone. She made her way to her Parvat, to her Vasini, to the place that she dwells. And from up there, she has a good view. She's looking now. She's observing what is happening. And looking down and observing what will happen. She saw now that there was a great battle between Lord Shiva and Andikasur. And so both of them, they started to fight. But this was no ordinary demon. Something was happening. You know what was happening? Listen, it tells us. Every time Lord Shiva inflicted a wound on the body of Andikasur, another Andika was formed. And so, fighting with Andikasur, Lord Shiva encountered a problem. There was a great army of warriors attacking him, but they were all blind. They were all blind. And so they were moving solely on what they were hearing, but not what they were. How much times you have acted on something you have heard but not seen? How much times you have made a judgment based on something you have heard but not seen? How much times you have accused somebody wrongfully because of something that was told to you but not what you have seen yourself? How much times? One great man who lives in Arima said to me, the key to living a happy life is learning in marriage and in everything else. Is learning when to take your two hands and do this. Take your two hands and do this. Take your two hands and your 2 foot and borrow somebody else's foot too. And do this. And then life will be smooth sailing. But you can't always pretend you're blind. You can't always pretend that you're deaf. You can't always cover your mouth. Because a time comes when you have to speak out. Like I'm going to speak out tonight. A time comes when you have to stand up. Because if you don't stand up, people take it for granted that you have no voice. And if you take it for granted that you have no voice too, then you're in doom. The army of Andika started a fight against Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva looked at the Devi and he smiled because she was in a safe place and now he is on the battlefield. He is on the battlefield and he is on the battlefield alone. But the problem wasn't created by Lord Shiva alone. It was created with the help of... You know much people come into our lives to create trouble. And when they create all the trouble and make all the harbat, and the war happening, you know what they do? You know what they do? They play the victim. They play the victim and then they keep out. and they leave the war happening, the fight happening. Lord Shiva needed help. But seeing the Devi where she was, knowing she was safe, he decided not to call her. Who will he call? He summons somebody else. मानस भजले गुरु चरणम दुष्टर भव सागर तरणम
मानस भजले गुरु चरणम दुष्टर भव सागर तरणम
मानस भजले गुरु चरणम दुष्टर भव सागर तरणम
भजले गुरु चरणम दुष्कर भव सागर तरणम.
The description of Andikasur, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Matta, Moha, Matsarya. These are the terms Lord Shiva is using to describe Andikasur. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Matta. What does all of these things mean? What does it mean? Are those qualities physical qualities? Are those qualities mental qualities? Are these qualities, how do you incur these qualities? What are these qualities of lust and anger and hate and jealousy? And these are the qualities that he's describing of the demon. Can you see jealousy? But jealousy is something that is Can you see anger? Can you tell if he is angry now? Can you tell? Because anger is something that is felt. Can you know if he is in love? When you look at him? Look at Papa. Can you tell if he is in love? Are you in love? You have to be careful how you're answering. There is a different lady but your wife sitting next to you tonight. Be careful. But those emotions are emotions that are felt. And only when you cannot control your emotions, then the beings around you, they experience, they know that something is happening. For instance, if there is love and you have an attachment, then you wouldn't leave the person that you love in peace. Isn't it? Or if you are angry, then you wouldn't contain your anger. You will speak out or lash out or do something. And so, you express yourself. These are the words used to describe the demon. Bhagavan Shankar said, he has all of these qualities. But having all of these qualities, the only thing that will be able to erase this and to erase him is Vidya. What is Vidya? Vidya. Vidya means knowledge. The only thing that will erase anger and hate and lust and jealousy and pride and all of those things is knowledge. True or not? And so, Lord Shiva, thinking like this, Lord Shiva summoned help. Who will he summon? Listen, it tells us. He summoned Lord Brahma. He summoned Lord Vishnu. He summoned that form of Maheshwara. He summoned Kumara. He summoned Varaha. He summoned Lord Indra. And finally, he summoned Yama, the god of death. Listen to who he called last. Listen to who he called last. Who he called last? Yama. Yama is responsible for what? For death. Death is the last thing you should be thinking about. They say, Baba, you only live once. Isn't it? Have you ever heard that? You only live once. I have news for you. You're only dead one time. You live every day. Every day you are alive. You die once, but you live every day. Live every day knowing that death will come. But don't ponder too much on that because you can't change that. Isn't it strange? The dying people praying to and the living people think that they're so frustrated they want to. The first thing that angered me, I'll tell you. I'm listening to the news coming and I'm listening to a minister speaking to the public saying, you know what she said? Take out your money now and pay for your gas and stop making noise. What happened to you? a minister is saying that. A minister who had her phone on roaming and the government had to pay $50,000 for her. Nobody cried anything about her. But you see, she was not disciplined in the first instance. So she thinks she could tell anybody anything and get away with it. Well, I want to tell you something. I don't have no money to pay by the pump. So maybe you should give me some. Because you don't know the suffering that the ordinary average man faces day to day. You don't, and it has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with ethics. Because it is not only a certain political group suffering, it is everybody suffering. The whole country is suffering. But already we are all wounded. Then why are you adding insult to the injury? Why are you trying to make us feel inferior when you appear to be superior? A person who is superior doesn't speak foolishly, doesn't insult anybody. I don't know what the salary is like. I don't know what the salary is like for a minister. I have no clue. But I want to tell you something. Day to day, there are people who go to the grocery and they could hardly afford to buy food to maintain themselves for the day. Long ago, we could have buy for the month, you know? Now we can't do that. I almost fainted away when my gas tank took $600 in gas. I almost fainted away by the pump. I almost borrowed one of my aunt's tablets to put under your tongue. But it sounds like a joke. But survival is becoming very difficult. And it has nothing to do with politics. And if we don't stand up and we don't say something about it, then it means that we are agreeing with what is happening. This is not the opinion of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation or the president or any member. It is my opinion. It is me saying this. It is me saying that you are saying it is easy for you to say, take out your money and spend it because you have. There are people who don't have. Why did everything go up in the budget, but the minimum wage never changed? Why? Why did everything go up in the budget, but nobody's salary got increased? Why? How come? And it is a fact, it is the truth. Tonight, Lord Shiva summons help. And who he summons? He summons a host of devatas. But they don't just come. They come bringing their Shakti with them. What is your Shakti? Babe, what's your Shakti? What's your Shakti? Who is your Shakti? They come bringing their Shakti. The Shakti of Lord Brahma is Mata. And so bringing the Shakti, what will happen? Lord Shiva summoned help. And all of them there now, what will happen? Something happened. Listen. Without asking a single word or making a single request, they all begin to fight the army of Andikasurs. And so fighting the army, what will happen? Listen. They started fighting the army of demons. And so, the demons that were created through the battle of Lord Shiva, they disappeared one by one. They died. But Andikasur stood up. And Andikasur standing up, Andikasur did not die. But he did the wise thing. What do you think he will do? He surrendered. He did the wise thing, he surrendered. And so Andikasur surrendering and bowing now to Lord Shiva, Lord Shiva felt compassionate towards Andikasur. But feeling compassionate towards Andikasur, what will happen? Andikasur uttered some words to Lord Shiva. And he says, "Oh Lord Shiva, I bow to you in humility, but I despise the Mother Goddess, the Devi. I don't like her. She has said that I am not her child, I am not her creation. And so she has disowned me. And so now I am disowning. Lord Shiva becomes mad. He becomes furious. You are being given a chance, but you have not changed. You have not changed. And so Lord Shiva, in awe, what will he do? Lord Shiva is about to act. What do you think he will do? What do you think he will do? Lord Shiva lifts him and gives him a kick straight out of Mount Kailash. But he's blind. The sad, unfortunate thing is, he can't see where he is going or know where he has landed. And so sending him straight out of Mount Kailash, Lord Shiva, now he pays tribute. And who is he paying tribute to? Saptamatrika. Saptamatrika. He's paying tribute to the 7 wives of these beings who have helped him. For through their Shakti, through their strength, they were able to destroy the demon Andikasur. The Shakti, the power, the strength. The Shakti of Lord Brahma is called Brahmani. The Shakti of Shiva is called Maheshwari. The Shakti of Kumara is called Kumari. The Shakti of Lord Vishnu is called Vaishnavi. The Shakti of Varaha is called Varahi. Varaha is the bow form of Lord Vishnu. The Shakti of Indra is called Indrani. And the Shakti of Yama is called... That is your homework. That is your homework. And so Lord Shiva, now eulogizing the divine goddess, all of these forms in front of him, Saptamatrika, he names them. Sapta, Saptamatrika. Sapta means we had a Bhagavad Saptaha Yagna. Saptaha means 7. And now he names them the magnificent 7, these goddesses. And so naming them like this, it says worship will be done. Saptamatrika. Not only the Devatas are worshipped, but their Shakti. And so praising and eulogizing them, what will happen? Lord Shiva says, he says when the going gets tough and life becomes turbulent and you feel as though darkness has come, and though you have eyes and you can't see, and you feel as though there is no way forward, remember the divine goddess. Remember her in these forms, remembering her that she will bring death. She is the consort of the god of death. She'll bring death to your problem, not to you, but to your... Remember that she is the god of knowledge. She will bring light where there is. The only light that will be able to remove ignorance is the light of knowledge. She says, Lord Shiva is saying that where there is hunger because of food, then she will satiate this. And Lord Shiva says, when the going becomes tough, remember her, remember her.